Okay. Sit on. All right. It's 9:01. What is it? April 3rd, and we have Juan. What was your last name? Luna, like the moon. Awesome. Lonzo Tackett, Connie Redmond, myself. And Jerry. Thank you for being here, Penbush. And I will call the meeting to order. Do we have a public comment?
There are no attendees online.
Okay. Was anybody able to, or was everybody able to review the minutes from last meeting?
Yes.
Cool. I'd like to make a motion to adopt those minutes.
I second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Can I just make a real quick comment?
Yeah,
I did do the minutes from the last meeting and
Okay.
people talk into their microphone.
it
really
helps.
makes it easy for me to
Mhm.
type them up because I can hear them.
Okay,
Okay, so if you're going to speak, please talk into the microphone. Thank you.
yeah, I think it's intimidating too, sometimes. All right, so first up, we have to interview you. Thank you for being here today.
So Julie, you can come up to the podium right there. I turned the mic on there. If it
Awesome.
goes out, you can come over here and sit next to me because we've had some battery issues with that mic, so.
Okay.
Hello.
Can you hear me? Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Works. And Julie, you said?
Julie.
Julie, awesome.
Yes.
Well, welcome. And does anybody have anything to say to start off with or questions?
What's a minion at OCD?
OCD Automation is our company systems integrations and panel shop. And my husband, pretty much, I do just about anything that they need done, whether it be cutting wires for the panel shop, going to the mailbox, going to put paychecks in, just about anything they need me to do. That's pretty much what I do.
Cool. Are you the only one who has that? Are you the only one who has that? This
Did
was
you
in
print
the
it out?
packet. Did
Okay.
you? Oh, okay. You want to see it?
Julie, what I love about what you do is how successful you are at putting events together. And with your background of your crafting business, going to different places, setting up, tearing down and everything. Could you expand on?
We had my best friend and I, Brana Brewster, she and I did many craft bazaar like things with a little craft business. We went to several locations, farmers markets, etc., set up and took down booths, made connections and networking with different people for all different events, including weddings and bands and that kind of thing. And then at my own personally, I used to years and years ago be a wedding planner for a balloon and flower shop in Clackamas. And then also I have done, I kind of go big or go home when it comes to events, when it comes to anything that anybody's having. So like, for example, my son is trying to work for NASA. He's going to be graduating with his aerospace engineering degree from OSU in June. And his going away party, we did a NASA theme, and we had actual like floating balls in the pool that were, the different planets. And so I kind of like to go over the top. My measure of any little degree of anything is Disney standards. So if it's not a Disney standard, then it's not good enough. So I have been known to do those. Plus, I was on the PTA with Clackamas River Elementary for too many years, 8 years, 9 years. And we put together with 10 Bush family and many other community members, put together the winter carnival that used to be up there. And I was a preschool teacher at Red Barn Preschool and put together their open houses and things like that.
Amazing.
How long have you been living in Estacada?
I have lived here my whole entire life.
And
So-
both your kids went to,
Both my kids graduated Estacada High School,
Mhm.
same with myself. My husband, he went to Redland and then he went to Gladstone, but that's okay because he was raised out in this area as well. So we're big community supporters of, even though our kids aren't in school anymore, we like to support the community.
And OCD has been in Estacada for 10 years now?
Yes,
Wow.
10 years.
Awesome, and expanding.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, and getting bigger every day.
The time, Mondays at 9 is an okay time?
Yeah, it should be. There's occasionally that I may have to zoom in or something like that. If we're on the road, like, I don't know when the next meeting is.
The first Monday?
First
First
Monday,
Mondays
okay,
of
then
every
it
month.
should be fine. We have to be out of town to actually take the rocket down to Alabama for my son's rocket team. So, but I will be back by next month, Monday.
That's.
What
that's
is your
one of the
biggest
main
event you
questions.
ever do?
The biggest event that I've ever done, well, probably a wedding of about 500. And that was years ago, and that was with the company, that Unique Balloon and Floral that I used to work for.
You work in the food industry, correct?
Well, yes and no. I am part owner of Time Travelers Brewing. But and I have done work in the food industry, but OCD Automation, the primary job is not food industry.
How you deal when somebody's not happy with what you guys doing?
You know,
I mean, it's a question.
no, it's a great question.
Because anyone can be.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's a great question because you can't please everybody all the time.
Yeah.
So mostly, I usually just try to thank them for their feedback and let them know that I'm listening to their concerns, and I will do my best to put it to whoever I need to put it to fix the issue, whatever the issue was. And if it can't be fixed, then compensate them somehow.
Awesome. Anybody else? Bennett, do you have anything? Any questions? We went over the time. She's good with the time. Yeah. Yeah, the little swap on the interview, but you know that it's 9 a.m. on Mondays.
Yes.
Cool, awesome.
The question I usually
Mhm.
ask at these interviews was pretty much covered. I usually ask what specific skills do you bring to, the committee, but that's been
Mhm.
covered over and over, so.
Is there anything in mind that you have that you want to accomplish or coming, because I think a lot of people have different expectations of being on a commission. Is there things that you are expecting or just you're here to see how it goes and?
I am here to do whatever our community really wants
Mhm.
done. I would love to bring a more lively vibe to the downtown area and bring more people out. Our community is growing very quickly, lots
Yeah.
of young families, lots of new, young hipster people coming out
Mhm.
along with, but not, at the same time, not upsetting the older community that is here, like myself,
Yeah.
that have been here forever and ever and ever and don't want a lot of change. So
Totally.
to get a good mix of both of those things, but provide what everybody may need. I mean, I love to see on either side of the road, we have on Saturday mornings, we have our Trump flags and we have our rainbow flags, and it makes me so happy every
Mm.
time I drive in the morning because it's just part of what our community does.
Yeah.
So.
Awesome.
I guess the only thing that I would say, and it's not so much of a question as it is just a statement, is that the questions I've heard have really focused on events.
Mhm.
And that's a teeny part of what we do. We need, it's not so much that we need us to be the boots on the ground for the events, as we need strategy and planning for what this commission is actually going to accomplish. So just maybe a word or two about your planning and strategy experience.
Well, the planning and strategy that I do have goes back with the events that I've planned on. Just making,
I'm talking like bigger picture, like what is this commission supposed to accomplish? And not just events, but but what kinds of goals do we have for the downtown area? And
The downtown area, is from what I understand, is supposed to be growing and changing with the community, adding different spaces, beautifying, bringing in bigger places to film, et cetera. So my part in that would be just doing whatever the community and the council came up with, and then taking my part, making a committee if I'm in charge of communication with concrete guy or whatever, and go ahead and do that as a project manager.
Yeah, because we do have a lot of subcommittees and, it is, I wouldn't say a lot more than just this meeting, but to get things done, we need to put a few hours,
It
of
takes-
our time,
Yeah, it
and
takes
just
a village to get.
social
everything
media
done.
and planning but. awesome. Yeah,
You, excuse me, it's my first meeting, by the way.
Mhm.
uh,
I know.
Everybody knows too, but I have experience in banquets. I have experience in industry, food industry.
Mhm.
And I know very much how all those goes together hand by customers, kitchens, planners, all them, right?
Yeah.
So do you say you want to do whatever the committee telling you to do, correct?
Yes, whatever
But-
they need me to do.
Yes. What are you gonna be, in order to you do what we asking you to do it, you should be bringing something to the table too as well, do you think?
Yes, absolutely. And I bring the knowledge of being a project manager and communicating with different things. My spectrum of skills is large when it comes to planning different things, because like I said, over the years, being a teacher, being the PTA president and putting together events, calling for donations to making sure that the air conditioner gets put in the building where it needs to be put, or the
The idea
Right.
is, just bring your ideas to as well, you know what I mean? Not like
Yes.
you have to do what I say or what you
Mhm.
say. Just bring your
Absolutely.
own ideas as well.
so have an opinion in it, yes, and I will have an opinion, I'm sure. Yes, I have opinions, but I will try to be kind with them, because I think out of the box more than other people do, and it doesn't always flow well, but I do bring that to the table. But for the most part, if I think it's a good idea, okay, yeah, that sounds great, unless there's something that really stands out that I don't think will work. I pretty much, okay, you need me to go, do this? Absolutely. So I'm here to help, but yes, I will offer opinions and
Mhm.
my point of view as well.
Okay.
All right, so next step is making a suggestion to council.
Yeah, so we can have a discussion.
Bennett, please speak into your mic.
But we can excuse her.
Okay.
Yeah,
and- Yeah. And
But
then we
please
can have a
speak into your
discussion
mic.
if you want to, and then
Oh.
we can have-
Can you speak into the mic, Bennett?
Oh, so sorry.
No, thank you.
It's probably what you were telling me.
Thank
Yes.
you
Thank you.
all.
Mhm.
See you
Thank you.
later.
Yes, thank you.
Bye.
Julie.
See you,
Yep.
Julie.
Thanks for being here.
So anyway, we can, sorry about the mic.
Okay. Connie
Um,
said it's much better.
Do we have
Um,
somebody up there today?
No, but-
Connie's doing minutes from the recording, and it's hard if you're not
I
speaking
see.
into your mic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
okay,
hear it.
great.
Said it's-
Anyway,
Much better.
no, I was curious if we had somebody, but we can have a discussion
Mhm.
and then we can, then somebody can make a motion if we want. And that motion would be to recommend or not recommend the person to the city council. And then they take it from there.
Okay. All right.
Right off the bat, and I know we need to not focus so much on events, but that for me right now is the main thing. And looking at what she talked about, I just put her name down for the vendor committee chair for the Oktoberfest. With her contacts, with her outreach, so got that one done. So that's what I like about her. I think there's enough balance, I hope, among the rest of us for the other stuff, and maybe when she gets on board, the bigger picture. But for right now, that's what I'm focusing on. So I would recommend it.
I think so too. Lots of experience and involvement in schools and city and business and
Yeah.
I think she'd be a great fit.
She's an incredible people person. And she's, her charisma, just flows, and her to be able to connect with the people that, we are working with, it really, really help. And her organized, I've never seen, like, I've been into her house and she has planners and planners and like, she's
Yeah.
like the most organized person I've ever met in my whole entire life. Yeah, she's, incredible.
So I make a motion that we recommend to the
So
city.
I just want to say one last thing. That is, going, because you guys both work for the same place, you're both owners of the same place. There's that potential of kind of, if there were an issue that was on the table that particularly impacted your business, same with anybody that's here. But since there's two, you have to pay special attention to that going forward. So that's the
Yes.
only thing I would say.
Julie and I disagree on many things, and we worked through it too.
Okay, so I make a recommendation that we give Julie's name forward to the city council for approval.
I second it.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, awesome. Thank you, Julie. Next up, we have newspaper articles, e-newsletters. You want to go first, Bennett? I
Yeah,
don't have
so
much.
I came up with an idea. So thank you very much for bringing the article. We're gonna. pass it back to her. So I'm assuming everybody saw it.
I haven't.
And this is the best one. I mean, this is the most space that we've gotten so far.
Didn't give a byline for you though.
Didn't give us credit for it, but that's okay.
Probably because
If
it
they-
was too good.
Yeah, if they put it in, if they put it in there, then we're good. But I came up with an idea. So last time, we were talking about one month would be history and then the next month would be about what the DEC is up to and events that are going on. So I still want to stick to that, but I came up with a third idea, which is I was thinking about the murals, and this is how this started, but it would expand to other things. And I thought, how about a game? So summer's coming up, vacation's coming up. How about a game where it's a tour that you go, you take your family to each one of the murals, and the game is to find, it's kind of like a find Waldo sort of thing. And so I thought maybe that would be kind of a cool one, is to just maybe it's one about, find the business that does XYZ, or maybe not that, but something that would actually be a call to action, which is get out of your house, go down and take a tour of the downtown. So what do you think about that idea?
It's great.
I think that's awesome.
Yep.
Gary.
Oh, Jerry?
So there are a couple of other committees that are that are, it would be great for you guys to do a partnership with. Parks and Rec does similar events. And then if you're talking about the murals and downtown and stuff, the Arts Commission would be a great committee to partner with. But I know that the Parks and Recs is really big on getting people out in town, getting people out, moving, rather than sitting on their butts, on their couch. Our Arts Commission has also been looking for things to partner with, but it's really hard for them when it, but something like that with the, where's Waldo and on the murals would be the perfect opportunity for you guys to partner with them and, get more ideas, more collaboration is always better. So I like it.
Yeah, and I think that's been because they have the walking tour.
Yeah.
Right, that you
Right.
can get, that is updated on their website, but you're just trying to expand to make it more like a game
Yeah.
or just
Well,
enhance it.
Something that would
Redo it,
engage
revamp it.
kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
because when you look at stuff like that, every time you look at it, you see something different.
Mm-hmm.
So let's find something
Yeah.
that's really kind of not so stand out.
Right.
Yeah,
And
right.
That's a great
Scavenger
idea.
I love it.
Great idea.
So is this something that we want to try and?
May, June, or you think April?
Well, I mean,
Well, I'm
that's
thinking next
quick.
time, so this went out in March?
Yeah.
March, okay, excellent. So the next one, I'm thinking just this is what we're working on and really highlight the Oktoberfest. So 4th of July, but also really go for the Oktoberfest. And if you have anything that you've locked down or semi-locked down, if you can email that to me,
Okay.
I'll put it in. And then the next one after that, so May. And May's perfect because it's just before the, summer starts to kick
Mhm.
off,
Yeah.
so.
That's great. Well, I want to go look at them and see what we can pick out.
Yeah.
And
And-
as always, yeah, right? So actually, that's a really good idea, Connie, if anybody wants to take one.
Yeah.
Or a couple of them and go find something, then email it back to me, then I don't have to do that part
Oh,
of it.
yeah, I'd love it.
Yeah. And then let's see. Oh, yes. So we'll put those also in the social media and also in the e-newsletter.
Can I make a suggestion? Is we're gonna be doing all this construction on Main Street. That might be a good time to do it to help bring
Mhm.
more people downtown since they'll be avoiding the area of construction, just for timing wise.
Okay.
Just a thing to
And when
consider.
is that?
It's looking like it will be after the 4th of July now because of PGE timeline. So.
Thank goodness.
Well,
Yeah,
okay,
so it'll looks like it'll
because
start in.
my time in Oregon is, I never know what it is.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do it when I can do it.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
So do we want to, for, I know. Get together with another commission? Or
Well,
let them know, or
Art-
how do
Art-
we do that?
Arts Commission meets on Wednesday. This Wednesday coming up.
Mhm.
Parks and Rec, they don't meet until towards the end of the month.
Mhm.
So it just depends on what, if you guys are interested in, doing
Letting-
or having them participate or what, but, I'm also the liaison for the Arts Commission.
Mhm.
So, I mean, if you guys if somebody wanted to come in 6:30 on Wednesday night, right here and, speak to them and see if they're, gauge their interest, see if that's something that they'd want to get involved in, which I believe they would.
Mhm.
100% positive that they would want to. But yeah, I mean, that would be the next step would be to, come into their meeting and talk to them about it.
Mhm.
So do you go to those meetings?
Yeah.
Okay. Would it be possible for you just to say, hey, this is what they're doing, and if you're interested in partnering up on this, call me.
Okay.
And when's the
Absolutely.
next meeting?
This Wednesday.
Wednesday, perfect.
Yeah, 6:30.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, rather than have me promise to show, or anybody else for that matter, promise to show up at the meeting, if you could carry that water for us, that would
Definitely
be
will.
great.
Because they could probably help do up a fine Waldo sheet so they can check off, which one you've been to and what the.
Well, that was my next step. Where are we thinking logistics on all this? Is it
I
an
think
app?
this
Is it a
would be great.
printout? Is it a
I would. think
something simple?
So.
My mind's going
My
like way
idea, I'll
down.
just tell you my idea
Way
and then I'm
expensive.
fine with expanding it.
Mhm.
So I'm big on simple.
Mhm.
And so simple for me was just to put it in the newspaper and just list the
Okay.
different murals and whatever it is that
In the
we're,
newspapers.
yeah,
Okay.
just as part of the article.
Mhm, mhm.
So just maybe talk about the origin of that project, the art back, and just a couple of lines about that kind of stuff. And this is something that most downtowns don't have to this level of, lots of places have murals, but they don't have this quality of mural.
Mhm.
And just have the questions in. So snip this out of your newspaper and
Got
take
it.
it with you on the walk. So, we've done the passport and all that kind of stuff with super limited success and a lot of work that went into them. So I was thinking, my thought, and again, happy to expand these ideas, but my thought was just make it simple that somebody could, say, yeah, let's go down and look at all the art stuff and.
But if you've ever been around artists,
Mhm.
they're not really into simple.
Yeah,
Maybe
so if they
Arts
want to take
Commission.
it to a different level, that's,
Yeah, okay.
totally fine with
I
me.
think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my brain, mind goes to the passport and that, I'm like, we can't do that in 2 months.
Yeah.
So,
They've had a lot of success with, the coloring contests and stuff like that with, getting participation, with, the thought of gift cards and, $5 Yo Treat gift card, gift card for here and there. But, so I think that, a collaboration would be good. And I think that it can be put together very, pretty easily within two. Well, I mean, so would you be, it would go out in the May paper. And if so, say if there was a contest, like find these and turn them in here,
mhm.
so a July June ending, mid-June ending time, something like that, and then say like top 10 or first 10 people to turn in correct answers get, that's
So-
probably the direction that they're gonna go.
Okay, so if they go
So we
in
do
that
that with
direction,
passports.
they're gonna need to carry it.
Yeah.
Because we are going to be very involved in Oktoberfest. And so if that much horsepower is gonna go into this project, then somebody else is gonna have to do it.
Yeah.
So,
But you guys, but like the partnership would be basically, it's your idea. It's your, it's your idea, it's your concept. You guys put it in the paper, put it, put together whatever in the paper and then they, but there would be still some collaborating involved. So it would still be a DEC and Arts Commission event. So.
fine, as long as they're willing to do the work.
Yeah.
So, so if it's a more simple thing, then I'm willing to write it and do all that stuff. But if it becomes a contest, then I'm not up for that. Me personally, I'm not up for doing that. So, because maybe they've had success with this, but we have not. And so I think our horsepower needs to be into this new event and the 4th of July, making sure that those two things, and also that these things that we have started continue, because we had a really hard time getting these things codified to the point where they were happening on a regular basis and not just haphazardly. So even though I love the idea of collaboration, making it a complicated project or more complicated because my idea about marketing and not just my idea, but research shows that what you're trying to achieve is keep your product or your service or whatever top of mind. So that's the whole thing. That's the reason Pepsi puts their name around sports stadiums and stuff like that. It's not that they think somebody's going to go, oh, wow, Pepsi, I have to go down and buy one. It's because they want that implanted into your head as often as possible. And so that's what I'm trying to do with this. Do I think that people are actually going to grab the newspaper and go around and do this little game? Not so much. But do I think that engaging idea might keep us more top of mind? That's what I'm shooting for. So.
Okay, I understand that. I just, know that in today's world, the risk and reward, looking at risk and reward, more people are going to go for the reward. They're going to go out and do stuff. They're going to go out, and walk the murals. If there's something in it for them, they're going to go, they're more likely to go out and do it.
Mhm.
So that's just, that's where my brain went, just knowing what, how the world is, the direction the world is going in. It's all about, what's in it for me.
And we did have winners for the passport, which was cool.
Well, and big prizes.
Yeah.
I mean, we had big prizes and so
$100.
our experience with that project was not that case. So it was a flop. I'm done.
Okay, great idea.
So moving forward, do you want to start kind of writing that, Bennett, or?
I'm gonna
just
go ahead
before-
and do the newspaper article Again, that will go in the
Okay.
social media and also in the
Mhm.
e-newsletter for April.
Okay.
And then if if the Arts Commission decides they want to take this project, great. And if you guys, happen to pass by a mural
Mhm.
and you want to spend more than 30 seconds looking for the special thing, then send me the name of the mural,
Mhm.
the location of the mural, and what it is that you
Mhm.
found in it with enough description that
Okay.
I can replicate your idea. So,
Fun.
yeah. Okay, that's it. Thanks.
All right. All right. So for me, for social media posts, next one will just be posting about the door hangers. But I'll just wait till those are printed, get a picture of them and post that. And that's really it for social media right now. I'll do some more brainstorming this month.
I do want to mention something about your
Yep.
e-newsletter,
Mhm.
is that you guys use MailChimp. MailChimp changed their program and it's no longer free. It would be $318 for the year. So if you guys want to put that in your budget, we can continue on. I did pay for the rest of this month, but I'm assuming you want to keep that going because it's been pretty well received.
Well, have you
Hmm.
looked into Constant Contact?
I have not. I
All right.
really don't have time to do that right now.
Okay, well, so I think that the short answer is yes, we want to continue that.
Yeah.
Whether or not it's with MailChimp, I don't know. So Constant Contact, in my experience with Constant Contact, is they're better than MailChimp. And the only reason I say that is because I am always suspicious that MailChimp sells even though they say they don't, that they sell their lists, and I know that Constant Contact doesn't. So I don't care, but yeah, I think we need to have that continue, don't you guys?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you want to continue and add that $318 to your budget, I'd like a motion.
I move that we add $318 to our budget to cover the newsletter subscription to either MailChimp or Constant Contact.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So real quick, so Constant Contact will have a fee too, right? Constant Contact has a fee too.
Yes.
So we don't know. Similar probably. Whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I've used them too, but, okay. All right, subcommittees for Oktoberfest.
Okay,
you wanna
there we
start that?
go. You all have them.
Mhm.
Again, like I said earlier, when Julie started talking, I thought, man, she'd be the great one for the vendor committee, which is really, that's a big one. You got to get the vendors, you got to have that connection with them, make sure they know what's expected. You have to know a variety of people, a variety of vendors.
Yeah,
So,
I think it should be great.
yeah, I think she'd be great. I'm trying to work with Rob as far as the music, because I know Lonzo has, groups, possibly lined up, but we still need to make sure we have the stage and the power and all that kind of stuff.
And what stage do they use by Harvest Market?
It's a city stage.
Is it the city
Yeah.
stage? Okay.
So it's big, it's got the electricity, it's got
Mhm.
everything.
Okay. Awesome.
And I did Jeff from Harvest Market sent me the application, the use agreement to use their space, and I haven't looked over that yet, but it's pretty standard. But he's fine with us using the
Mhm.
space for Oktoberfest. Activities committee, that's kind of another big one. Especially, I have some sources, the Girl Scouts last year wanted to do a lot of the kids stuff, and some of the church youth groups step in and help with that. So
Mhm.
not so worried about that one. The vendor committee was the big one.
Yeah.
So I'll talk to Julie about that.
Okay. The beer, the Martzen is done. We have it for sale right now, but then after April, we'll stop selling it and then we'll age it for our Oktoberfest. we'll have around eight to 9 barrels of the Oktoberfest beer.
Nice.
What's the ABV on that?
The ABV is 6.2.
Okay, so, great that there'll be an authentic Oktoberfest, but, and this is really kind of an aside, you're gonna want something way, way, way lighter.
I
than
have
that.
a Estacada Light that is a 4.2. We'll be having 4 to 6 different beers at that place. And then US Foods is on board with doing the sausage and everything else. So we're good. We're good to grill that too.
So for these committees, Connie, do we want to try and see who wants to be on?
I would love to get
Mm.
some
Yeah.
commitment from.
I can do activities.
Great.
Um,
Set up and take
set
down,
up,
that's,
I can do that too.
pretty
I can do it
easy.
all.
To do, it's just a matter of recruiting some people. We have
Right.
some returning people from other events that I know will help. And then we have Job Corps and Teen Challenge.
Mhm.
Job Corps is really pushing to get out there in the community again, so. I can talk to Rick and make Rick Goodson,
Mhm.
get them lined up.
That would be
Um,
great. That would be great. if they
Yeah.
helped. I mean, they used to be so wonderful.
So that's
So-
it for Oktoberfest.
Okay, and music committee, kind of you and Lonzo, you're kind of
Yeah.
working together with that? 'Cause I
Yeah.
I don't have any.
Yeah, and Rob Gaskell's helped before on
Okay.
anything to do with music and the stage and all that, so.
Okay. And
So-
then vendor, stick to Julie, Lonzo, and you.
Yeah.
I can help too.
So, when does the city council pass the budget?
So it'll go to the budget committee first, and that'll be in May, and then it'll go to the city council after that.
In June or May?
Probably the last meeting. in
Probably
May.
the last meeting in May.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we'll know what our budget is the last meeting in May. The reason I bring this up is because these polka bands have a tendency to disappear quickly. And so you may want to get a couple of those kind of under semi-contract as soon as possible,
Okay,
so that they have that date in their calendars and they don't schedule over the top of it.
okay.
For how long is the budget? I mean, for the whole year, for the rest of the year, every 6 months, for a year? I don't know.
So the budget runs from July 1st through June 31st.
To June 31st?
Yeah, so
So the
it's,
whole year.
yeah, it's a year, but it starts in July.
Okay. So if somebody want to do something for the community, how we approach that?
So like if somebody wanted to donate something?
Yeah.
Oh, that if it doesn't have a budgetary impact, then it can just come before the committee.
Okay.
We do have like sponsorship rules that outline what we're willing to do in trade. If somebody wants to like donate something and then they want their name recognized, we do have a set of rules for that. But it's not, we don't have, there's not anything, if it's not a budgetary commitment, it doesn't necessarily need to go before council.
Okay. And then I want to let you guys too as well. And the food park we have, the parking lot, we can use the parking lot for anything we need to as well for the community. You guys can contest or whatever. I mean, that's just right in downtown, just only thing that's behind it. Just some videos, but it's a big parking lot. So we can use, any of you can use for anything we need for the community as well. You know what I mean? So that way people don't have to go that far or whatever. We have Cinco de Mayo still, the weekend. We have 4th of July. And then I want to be partnership with somebody too as well, for we can bring something, not this year, but Cinco de Mayo for the following year. So the idea is to bring mariachi. So we would like to know if there's anything can sponsor for the mariachi. And then we like to bring some music, I like music for the 4th of July too as well. But I always want to know, I like to know who can help us to sponsor those kind of things for the community.
Mhm.
And as well, again, we had a big parking spot. We can bring vendors, we can bring anyone to that spot, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So probably the time to talk about those kinds of things would be after the first of the year in 2024.
Mhm.
Because then we'll start talking about the planning for the next year and then the subsequent budgeting for that.
And where is gonna be the Oktoberfest, by the way? I just hear Oktoberfest,
Mhm.
but I don't know where it's gonna be.
September 20.
September 23rd.
And where it's gonna be?
Right next to, well, right on that grass, right in front of Harvest.
Yeah, 23rd,
Oh, by Harvest Market. Okay.
Broadway.
Mhm.
So one other thing about the vendor committee. So I know that's a really big one. We still have the issue of sponsor for the alcohol and the alcohol license that we have to nail down.
I already got it. I'm already talking to Angela, she's the OLCC auditor and I'm talking to Angela, who is the OLCC auditor, and we're getting it taken care of.
Okay, so great that
Mhm.
you've got that going. But that is a hitch, a really big hitch. And so, so the sooner that actually is, that's why I asked about the budgeting was for the band and also for the OLCC permit, because there is a cost involved in that.
I think the special event cost is $25,
There's insurance that has to happen.
and my business is gonna take care of it.
Okay, so I would lock those things down in writing
Mhm.
somehow or another.
Okay.
And back to the food and everything. So Connie and I have talked about this, is that have you talked to these guys, Urban
German?
German?
Is that one of your sources?
Oh, yes,
Urban-
yeah, I did.
Yeah.
It's his super busy time, so he doesn't know that if he's gonna be able to do something, but we're gonna,
Probably
Urban
not.
German.
yeah, we're gonna try.
Urban German, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay,
And would that be just as a vendor or on top of what you're already providing?
I think
What we
that-
already have, or
I
is it
think
just
Just
An idea.
vendor.
a vendor? Okay,
I have
it's an
the,
additional vendor.
yeah, I have the grill that can do like 500.
Brats.
Yeah,
At
brats
once?
at one time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's got 2,500 square inches of cooking space.
So he's just a bonus,
Mhm.
just.
okay. So one of the things that I used to complain about was that one of the reasons that we're doing this as a DE sponsored event is to promote the downtown core, right?
Mhm.
And so we've got all these bricks and mortar food and beer and whatever vendors in the downtown core. And so it's, I think, a good idea to contact all of those and say, how do you want to participate in this? Because they may want to send their own, I don't know, booth or whatever. And me personally, I wouldn't charge those guys because we're basically taking business away from them during that event. And so if they want to pony up the manpower and all the rest of it, I don't know that we need to charge them. And this is my own personal and also maybe think of a way to incorporate or send people to those businesses for food or whatever. So somehow or another, give them first crack at this instead of go ahead. Yeah.
Actually, I was thinking the same thing. Why we had to bring somebody else from outside when once again, we're supposed to be promote downtown businesses, not only one business. So, and that business had to take everything away from everybody else and bring their own friends or their own vendors. I believe so. It should be you business in first place, then somebody else first.
Mhm.
And, oh, I have this guys and I have this guys. It's coming from outside. We should be support each other,
Mhm.
no support the business from Cisco, from whatever is coming from outside.
Mhm.
And I believe so too as well. They should be first place the businesses in town first, every single restaurant. Instead then bring somebody else from outside as well. So
So
I,
can- oh, sorry.
it should be that way, I guess.
When I think of outside vendors like elephant ears, you know, or like something else, right?
Yeah.
That's a variety, that's a variety.
Yeah, but I think we can before we bring out anybody that
Mhm.
doesn't have some kind of tax paying presence in Estacada, I think we should go to them and say, what can you do?
Mm.
So I know that you do Mexican food, is that right?
I do hot dogs, Cheetos, Philly cheesesteaks, and specials, yes.
Okay, all right. So I'm sure that you could probably come up with something that's sort of German themed or,
Mhm.
something like that to sell if,
I
so,
want pretzels.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
want
Yeah.
somebody to do
And bring,
pretzels.
yeah, and then the
Mhm.
money stay and the community.
Mhm.
Can, just for a visual right now, so Broadway, are we kind of concerned with our businesses, the brick and mortar, and then on Broadway, are we gonna have vendors like in front of them on the street? Is that kind of where we're trying to figure out,
Well,
or what are we?
the brick and mortar will definitely be asked to be open if they want to
Oh,
do a
yeah, for sure.
sidewalk thing or. if
Because
they
that's,
want a
Broadway's gonna
booth
be shut down.
Yeah.
Right?
But we're
Okay.
I
gonna,
thought we were doing it on third.
No.
No?
no,
Mm.
no, back on Broadway.
Okay.
So.
Which will be shut down.
Yes.
Okay.
So those businesses will definitely ask to be open. but
Totally.
Bringing in other vendors like,
But where would those
crafts.
vendors park? Yeah.
Probably over at Andale or
We-
somewhere else, but their booth would be.
I mean, we had a good vendor parking spot, the extra lot that's over there behind or beside
Yeah.
the pharmacy.
Yeah.
They,
Oh,
they
okay.
allowed vendors to park there last year.
Oh, nice.
So,
Okay.
Like park their cars?
yeah,
Or-
so
oh,
you,
okay.
you unload
Okay.
your car,
Just
take
trying
all
to
your truck,
visualize
take all
this.
your stuff up to your tent.
Got it.
And then go park your car.
Okay.
You know, it's a half a block away. It's way closer than Andale.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, and then putting up their tent if they're gonna sell jewelry. And our concern is not to have them, right in front of the Spiral Gallery.
Right, they'll
In
be
the
in the
street.
street. They'll be in the street.
Right, but
Right.
we're just worried about people focusing, walking down the center and just going to these tents versus,
Well, they'll have the
Going to
opportunity
Mossy.
to go,
right,
I mean.
which I think
yeah,
is,
Yeah.
as long as they're open.
Yeah.
Or maybe if they want to set up a table outside Spiral Gallery or Mossy Rock.
Yeah.
Or,
And not such a big thing as long as there's spaces in between.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
kind of
Which
like
the
summer
sidewalks are
celebration.
pretty big.
They have plenty of spaces in between so people can go back and forth.
And,
But I believe so too. In the end of the day, we have Luz, we have them, we
Mhm.
have Christie's, we have Kellan's Dogs, we have a Mexican food, Mayans. We have the boba cheese, we have the barbecue, we have Timber Towns, we have everyone. I believe so. They should be involved, everyone first before anybody else,
Mm.
like from outside.
and so
If-
involving
saying
people to
to
like
have
bring
those-
them closer,
They
you
can bring
think?
them closer, or they can bring the tables too and
Mm.
sell us something. They
That's
can
a
come
good,
in
yeah.
We need to make sure that they all have their health code junk taken care of, their food handlers and all that kind of stuff, that licensing, but we have a theme and the theme is German.
Mm.
So it needs to stick with that theme. So if we're going to invite somebody who typically sells barbecue, they're going to have to figure out some way, because otherwise it's not going to be an Oktoberfest.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
okay, I'm sorry. I do events, right?
Mhm.
And I have my license for events as well. I believe a lot of people have license for events when you have the license. Yes, they can do a special. Every single person, every single restaurant can do something special is dedicated to the contest of the event.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? They can do like what you say, pencils, they can do something else. They can come in with something that's from that contest and they can put on the table, you know what, I can do this. Either willing to participate, either like to be participated. And I believe everybody want to participate too.
Yeah, you know, sometimes I think and talk at the same time, so I have to apologize for that. But now that I'm kind of thinking about other Oktoberfests, and honestly, I've been to tons of them. And, you know, they have ice cream. Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna have, my
I-
thought is to have ice cream, pretzels, hot chocolate, hot cider. You know, and with the square being taken up for a lot of the beer garden stuff, I'm thinking we might need to move the pumpkin painting and the, some other kids' activities back on down to the street. We'll have the stage up for the pie eating contest, for music. I'm hoping we can get a yodeling contest.
wow.
You know, so for those kind of events, we'll have the stage. Even if I was thinking a polka dancing contest. So, you know, but yeah, we do need to fill up that area, but still have plenty of room for people to see the businesses on the outside.
So I think emailing these local businesses, food trucks before, right?
Mhm.
To say, this is what we're doing.
Well,
Do you want to be, well, obviously they want to be involved, or
I'm
Just-
gonna be,
do you want to do a special? Is there food specials that, you know, just kind of put it in their ear? It's their, up to them if
I
they want
plan
to
on
come up
going
with
around
a,
and going into the business and talking to them.
yeah.
You know, I'm
Yeah,
gonna be
or that
laid
too.
up for a bit with my arm in a sling for
Yes.
6 weeks, but I can
Yeah.
still walk,
Yeah.
you know? So I'm
Mhm.
gonna go around and talk to businesses. Jerry?
I can help you.
So one thing that I really liked about the Uncorked event was the fact that everything was down the middle of the street. I know summer celebration, the booths were always on the side.
We can't do that. But the fire code says that we can't block the throughway.
Oh.
So we can't put it down the middle of the street.
Dang it. I was thinking that would be a way to
Yeah.
solve the space between the businesses and the booths,
Yeah.
but I guess if
We,
that can't.
yeah, we have a different fire marshal now, and that was something we discussed when we set up for the harvest celebration. So,
Oh, I guess I'll
Darn.
stop talking now.
sorry.
What were you? just for
I was
fun?
just gonna suggest set the booths up back to back down the middle of the street, so there's space between the businesses
Oh,
and the
cool.
booths, but since we can't do that
Yeah.
because of fire code,
That's a-
So the
Just
vendors will
ram
be
'em.
set up in the like parking spaces.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, kind of back, so you have to walk down like 2 aisles.
But if if you set it up to where the vendors booths were open, not to the street side, but to the
Oh, the other
business
side?
side,
Oh,
then they're
okay.
walking between the
Right,
businesses
right.
and the booths.
Yeah.
That's a really good idea.
I mean, that would make it open to both sides rather than closing it off to where people have to go, make
Yeah.
Good.
4 trips.
Well, we
up
can
and
put
down.
tables, you know.
That's a great
No, we can.
Can we have, like tables set up in the street
You-
or?
you-
As long as there's a 4 foot.
No, it's for,
walkway.
it's for an ambulance. You have to leave enough room so an ambulance can
Okay.
get down the center of the street for the fire code.
Okay.
So
I
I
mean,
don't know
that's a-
exactly
Yeah.
how the width is, but it is, I'd have to look at the fire code. I mean,
Um,
she gave it to us, but it's enough that we can't set them up in the center.
Okay.
Right.
Mhm.
But we
As
could
long-
potentially put
As
like.
long as you
on
have
the
an
back
opening
sides.
every 3 or so booths to go to the sidewalk, it works out pretty well.
Yeah.
I was, the 4 foot walkways on the sidewalks, you can put tables up as long as there's a 4 foot.
Oh, on
walkway
the sidewalk?
for- Yeah,
Yeah.
for
Mhm.
ADA.
Mhm. I think it's 5 now. I'll have to look at that.
Okay.
If you need any help too as well, talk to the business, I can help you too as well.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? And I wanted to help anything and to do anything for this community as well.
Yeah, so it'll be fun. So just a quick question. You said health stuff for food trucks? Do you think realistically there would be a spot for food trucks for everybody to bring theirs or just kind of stay put?
Yeah, so
I don't know.
ones that I've been to in the
Mhm.
past that I thought worked pretty well is they put the food kind of I mean, since you're
Or They
doing
can set up their
Broadway,
own booth. They don't need to bring
yeah,
their whole
third,
truck.
Third Street's gonna be virtually unusable, so you might use Third Street or something like that for all the food
Mm,
and,
yeah, by the beer garden.
yeah, and the beer garden.
Yeah.
Where are you gonna put the beer garden? Is that on the
The
patch?
green.
On the
Yeah,
patch?
green
That leads
area,
right
yeah.
into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
might be good,
perfect.
beer and food.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, typically events in the past, like summer celebration, have had the food carts down, like in the diagonal parking in front of Key Bank. There's been food carts down there, you know, and then of course Lou's is there. And then, on third, third right there, just, on the right, there's typically been one or two carts on the right-hand side of the road over there in the street parking.
And usually on Third is where we have the porta potties and the dumpster too, so it's still
Yeah. On
closed,
the-
but yeah, on the Reliance side.
Yeah.
So if possible, once again, having been through this many times, if you can put the porta potties at all ends instead of just one end, because people that are down here, they're with their little kid, they're like, they'll duck into the nearest business. And that is really a strain on the businesses.
So one on both ends of the event.
Yeah, that would be great.
We
Yeah,
can
thank you.
also make sure there are public restrooms on the outside of this building and make sure that they're open too.
And you know what? I can't tell you the number of times where I've sent people down to that, but they don't want to go. Because it's a, extra
It's a public-
25 feet walk, so, yeah.
Well, we have
Mhm.
an extra party pot by our truck. Well, we don't know how. What else? Another little bathroom. And the food truck pot as well. So people's not gonna be that. It's gonna be everywhere around, so they can use that party, a port party too.
Cool. And where's the stage?
It's gonna
In the
be in the
middle of-
Harvest Market Square,
Where? Oh, in the
in the
green
square.
area
Yeah.
and with the beer garden?
It would be all one area.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool.
So we'll have the stage, we'll have beer, and then the brat station that
Nice.
we'll have.
And beer gardens just to drink beer. You don't have to go into the beer garden to listen or be in front of the stage.
We'll have to figure out how to,
Oh, yeah.
how to do that. We're gonna have to make sure we have wristbands and stuff for
Mhm.
people, yeah. Logistics.
So, whatever you guys come up with, because you're the expert. But one thing I will say is a few times they put the stage at the end of where Broadway and Third comes together.
Right,
And that was
Mhm.
really cool. So because
okay.
people could, as long as the beer garden can see,
Mhm.
so if it was like on the Key Bank side, so the beer garden can see the music and all the other people, you can have, chairs
Right.
and stuff on the
So
on
it
the
was
sides
right
or,
across that intersection.
yeah. If you're on the Key Bank side of the
Yeah,
intersection,
yeah,
of the
I
stage is
remember
over
that, yeah,
there.
Yeah, yeah.
Your beer garden over on the patch could see the stage,
Mhm.
but also people that are not
Yeah.
in the beer garden. Anyway, it worked out really great
Yeah.
there
that's
in the
right.
past.
That was my thought, just trying to visualize it, that
Yeah.
the stage wasn't just for people sitting in the beer garden.
Yeah.
Right.
Just remember anytime, when you have your layout complete, you're gonna want to run it by the
Mhm.
fire marshal to get her
Yep,
approval
yep.
for the
Mhm.
event.
Because they
Totally.
probably won't like us blocking that intersection there. for the stage. Although they would have another way of getting to that. Okay.
Yeah,
Got
we
it.
can, we can sit down with Sarah and you can like do your layout and talk with her and she can tell you, you
Okay.
need this much space or this much,
Okay.
so just, she's more than happy to help.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, better than to set
But-
it up and say, you can't do this an hour
Yes.
before we start.
Exactly.
Do it
Um,
ahead of time
which
rather than,
she'll-
okay. Okay.
She won't hold back. So
Okay.
all the way down to high school pharmacy, is that where it's cut off?
We
To turn
don't,
left,
we don't go
or do
into
you-
that high school pharmacy parking lot.
Okay,
We cut it off right there at Key Bank. So
Okay.
people can still get into the ATM and to high school.
okay, so you
pharmacy.
can drive up to turn into Harvest. or
Yeah.
Something.
So you
Okay.
wanna-
They can go in.
you wanna Make sure that Thriftway has ample access to their parking lot,
Mhm.
that the banks have ample and the
Got it.
high school pharmacy.
Just
They all have.
curious. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, this is exciting.
I think I need to get a logistics team together.
I know.
Yeah, and if you're gonna be blocking off Broadway, you probably want to start alerting those businesses sooner than later.
Mhm. Okay, right. And just giving them an opportunity to
Yeah.
plan and have their own vendor table out front.
Do we know if summer celebration is happening this year?
It isn't happening as on the scale of past summer celebrations. It's smaller events spread out through the summer. It's not gonna be one big,
Okay.
Oh,
one
okay.
big event. It's gonna be smaller events spread out through the summer rather than the one big, or the one big weekend.
So
So-
no
Cool.
shutting down Broadway.
I don't believe so at this point.
Okay, so that's a big thing when we're talking to the businesses that are on Broadway, is to let them know that this is the only event. So the other events are not gonna, are either done or not gonna impact them.
Mhm.
So that they know that all they have to do is, because I've talked to a lot of them about this and they're like, if it's one time or if it's, a couple of times, we're good. If it's like every other weekend, then that starts to get a little bit tedious.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Move on.
Door hangers?
That'd be great. Yeah, door hangers. Go for
Okay,
it.
everybody's got the almost final. There's just one little choice or thing we're gonna make. And Bennett, you had a concern about, in December, holiday tree lighting. To be consistent with the other months listed, like September, we abbreviated it in lowercase capital DEC period. So it implies December, not the Downtown Estacada Commission.
Yeah,
Is
that's
that
right.
okay?
Spelling it out.
Yeah, yeah. At first, we had first week in December, which might have implied the Downtown Estacada Commission, so we just abbreviated it. But this is it, and this will be the size,
Oh, cool.
Oh,
that's it?
Yep. Well, this isn't the finished one. This is the older
Cool.
one. This is the new one,
Got it. Oh,
but
okay.
it'll be this size.
Cool.
Yeah.
Love it.
So if everybody's good with it, I will give Marissa the okay to go ahead. And I think we're printing, 2,500? And I think we should be able to get those by mid-April. So probably towards the end of April, I'll be asking for just some people that want to do a walkabout.
Yeah.
And it goes pretty fast when you get a number. We'll break it down by area.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. So look it
Fancy the
over.
hard one.
Hmm?
Fancy the hard one.
If we have any left over, we can probably give them to like the chamber
Oh.
and area
Yeah.
businesses to hand out.
Put them on their counters. Yeah.
It's really great. Connie.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
Nice job.
excited. And I just did some door hangers for the church, and it's just fun to walk around the neighborhoods. You see all these people that say welcome or no solicitors, or, you're on camera and stuff, but it's just good to walk around the neighborhoods. And it goes fast. When you get a number of people, it goes really fast. So.
And do we
that's-
still have a list of volunteers
Yeah,
that are,
Yeah.
I mean, have emailed? I know there was, 4 or 5
Yeah.
people. Do
Connie
we?
has access to that
Oh, okay.
spreadsheet.
Yeah.
So anytime somebody fills in the form that's on the website, it goes to Connie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, just curious if.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anybody that you've reached out to or
not yet.
no? Okay.
No.
But you have them.
So before we move off of that entirely, we have, so here we are in April, May, June. So we have 3 months to spend the rest of the money that we have. And we have one more project, I think, and that's the newspaper insert. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And did I get you the information on that? It's pretty cheap. Yeah. it was
Yes,
only
you
like-
did. Yeah. It's the newspaper insert. So we might want to talk about this just a minute because since Marissa's working on this and we have, I think, if it's $1,000 it's the printing actually. So we might want to ask her, and I think they need, 2,000 is their circulation? Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you might want to see whether or not she can put together this on one side. And then we
Yeah.
have another side that we can either sell to another business. Or, and actually that would be great if some other business wanted to do a newspaper insert. Like if you guys wanted to even share it and put, my business, and we could, probably pass most of the cost to them because the cost with Marissa is not very high. And put that in the newspaper. She can do glossy and color for often the same price that the rest of us mortals can get for just plain paper, black and white.
Yeah.
And so we could put that in, do that in May and that, or at least by the beginning of June, before summer vacation.
Yeah.
Would be nice. And so, what do you guys think about that?
I'll have to talk with the rest of the group. I can't just make a decision on my own, but I can come back to you guys.
That'd be a good opportunity to beef up your part in the Oktoberfest too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we
So
can't,
this is a
we
hard
probably
copy?
just,
A hard insert.
Yep, yep.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and they just put it in the newspaper. If we're offering it to you, we probably want to put an email out that says, if you're interested in this opportunity, let us know. Have a really hardcore deadline. And then anybody that says, yeah, I'd like to have, buy some advertising,
Mhm.
I've bought advertising from Mount Hood Territories Tourism in the past, where they've put it in a magazine and they sell like 1/6 of a page and or something like that. So anyway, we can use that copy is where I'm going and dovetail off of that project onto this
Okay.
next one and knock it out before the end of the year, the end of fiscal year.
Yeah, but like, as Bennett was saying, that should go out to anybody and everybody in the community, Gallon's Dogs, Boba Plastic, Mayan Cart, and not just food. I mean, really it should go out to, all downtown businesses just to, give them the opportunity to do it also.
And we have a mailing list, so.
To go in the insert. Okay. Awesome.
So is everybody okay with how it looks? I'll give Marissa the okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I love green.
Looks cute.
I love green.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's awesome. Do you want to go over this real fast? You want
Oh,
to try to make
yeah.
a decision for 4th of July
Well,
themes?
maybe not a decision yet.
Okay.
but There's
We'll
some,
talk.
there's some interesting ones that came
Finish it up.
through.
Yeah.
And the key is to keep it short and kind of catchy. I'm kind of leaning towards some of the start exploring, explore
Mhm.
Estacada, my Estacada. My Estacada, I can see people putting in stuff about the parks or about the libraries, about shopping, about the river. So, some of these just are too much. So, we still have, let's see, what are we? Yeah, we need to make a decision by May
Mhm.
or in May for the theme. So keep sending me information.
Okay, do you want to make a date where are we, May to decide
Yeah,
our next meeting?
our May meeting,
To-
I'll need a
May meeting
decision
to
on the
vote.
theme.
Okay.
Grand Marshals, I was thinking maybe the American Legion.
Mhm.
We haven't had them before. I was trying to think of maybe if we had any people in the community that are over 100.
Mhm. Did
but I
you
don't
find
know if
out
I
that
wanna
guy?
Get them up on a float.
Did you find, did I email you about the vet? He was at the
Oh,
veterans.
I think he passed away.
Hmm.
Yeah,
He was like 103.
yeah, I think.
Jim Moriarty, he's the chair of
Yeah.
the Traffic and Public Safety Committee, would be a great
Yeah.
person to get in contact with for that.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm thinking the American Legion. We haven't had them before.
I think it's a great idea.
Okay. And now that I know that it's gonna be a go for using Main Street, I can get the barricades and stuff ordered and all that kind of stuff. I'm so happy.
Yeah. Awesome.
Okay.
All right, well, we'll decide this next month. And did a lot of these come from the post or just?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
And then I had a few Facebook responses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. All right.
Okay.
Well, I think that's it. Any last comments? Input?
I'm super excited for these events
Yeah,
coming up.
I know.
I'm really happy to be part of it.
yeah.
See like how, because just to see like how the community enjoys it and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully, I know Parks
Good
and Rec
weather.
had an event on Saturday. I don't know if they pulled it off. It was the
Mm.
5K run and walk, and with the weather, I don't know if they did or not.
They held it. I don't know what the attendance was like, but I do know
Yeah.
that they held the event.
Because they had to postpone it,
They
right?
did, yeah, they had to
Yeah.
postpone it because the previous
The rain
weekend
or
they
the
had
snow. But it was melted by the time it started and it was like sunny.
Oh,
You never know.
For the city's newsletter.
Mm, okay. Oh, yeah.
Right.
From,
So you had asked about the city's newsletter.
Mhm.
So I don't know that, you said it was our responsibility to write something and submit it.
Yeah.
I don't actually know why that would be the case, since
It's
it's
the
the
case for
city's.
every committee that we ask if you want to include something in the city's newsletter, that you send it to me.
Okay, so I was going to suggest that you just go ahead and take this
Okay.
and put it in there. Is that okay with
Okay,
you guys?
yeah.
well, that'd be super easy.
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty much what we're doing.
So I have a parting comment. I think you guys made an amazing decision, and I think you guys are going to be really impressed with Julie Colton. I'm kind of biased. I've known Julie since our boys were in kindergarten together. Been involved with that family for, I think we're working on 20 plus years now. She's an amazing person. As Lonzo said, super organized. I don't know anybody that's more organized. I didn't really say anything during the, interview process or your guys' discussion because I didn't want to, sway anybody's decision, but I really think that you're going to be surprised with what she brings to the table and just her commitment to this city and to the community. I really, I don't know anybody. I've never met a single person that doesn't like Julie. She's, like I said, she's just an amazing personality, an amazing person. And I really think that she's going to be great for this committee. So.
Mhm.
Thanks. Yeah, and that'll make a full group.
Mm.
Awesome.
Jerry, is there anything else going on with city council besides, postponing the main? Anything going on that you can share?
I mean, there's not really anything that's, that comes straight to my head that
Okay.
is,
So they're going to be looking at the daycare code, which could impact downtown. So
Yeah.
right now, the way it's written, the definition is very odd. So you can have a daycare downtown, but only if it fits this very minimum definition.
Hmm.
And so they're going to be looking at updating that. It'll go before planning commission first and then to city council. And then they're also going to be having the next meeting, public meeting for the TSP in May. So you'll all get an invitation to that.
So where would they put daycare downtown?
Like
it's-
on delay building would be a good place to put a daycare potentially.
What was that again?
The on delay.
Oh, over there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I think I came to that city council and somebody suggested maybe the old Forest Service building. I thought, oh my gosh.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
they're
that could be
looking
used
at
for better
updating
stuff.
the code
Yeah.
in a lot of different sections in
Okay.
town. So.
Hmm.
I'm sorry,
It-
ándale, es one.
The planning commission meeting is the third Thursday of the month, I think,
So
at 7 PM.
the idea with the Forest Service was more than just daycare. It was
Right.
like a combination of youth sports, cheer and dance, daycare, like a joint
mall.
facility, but it sounds like the cost of that is just too much for that facility. And it's not really convenient for daycare facility,
Right.
being that it's on the other side of the highway, so far away from any of the schools and churches. So.
That's true.
Love to see that turned into a small motel business center.
I talked to the guy that
River.
was in talks with purchasing the Red Fox and
Yeah.
told him that would be a great event center, corporate event center, hotel rooms,
Have about 15 rooms or so.
yeah,
Right on the
and,
river.
and conference rooms, a big auditorium type area, for speaking engagements and stuff. And right there on the river, right there at the river, I just thought it would be a great
Beautiful.
place for an
Yes.
event center, but again, Nobody wants to spend that kind of money right now.
Mhm. Yeah, a lot of cool opportunities, but.
Yeah.
Finding the money. All right.
Is there any update on the Main Street grant? Did that get in okay?
Yeah, it was submitted fine. They came back and asked a question about one of our city codes in relation to historic preservation, which I answered, and then won't hear from them until next month, and it won't be until after your next meeting. But
Okay.
when I hear something, or Mara should be back by then,
Mm.
we'll email it out to the whole committee and let them know.
And we'll celebrate it.
Am I okay to share this at the next council meeting?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna
for
take
sure.
I'm gonna take a couple of them just to.
Take
start
as
a
many
bit.
as you want.
No.
Cool.
I'm good.
And the beautification is, it's just taking time.
Yeah,
PG.
PGE, yeah,
it's
that,
just-
you know, from what I recall, and don't hold me to this, they're having trouble getting some of the supplies that they needed to do.
Typical.
So, you know, there's supply chain issues all over the place. And so that's why it's kind of pushing further and further out.
July 5th would be perfect.
Yeah, I think you're good. Okay, all right. Good meeting. Call it. Yeah, thanks for everyone for being here, your time, and meeting adjourned. Fun stuff.
Are we done recording?